I don't normally talk about religion. In fact, I don't think I've talked about religion in any of my videos. But hear me out. Berean TV, I like him because he was a minister. He does talk about Christianity. But he's educated. He's trying to beat you with the Bible. He's also a black man. He's also, looking at things in different ways. I need to actually let my friend Chauncey know about him. My friend Chauncey is kind of similar, kind of remind me of him being a minister, but also understanding his place as a black man. And I think a lot of people look at Christianity and just try to make it about, basically like Christianity gives you a gold-plated reason to not really care about anything. That's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Or any religion. Berean TV was talking about how, well, he had a chaplain. It's about chaplains and the church and the penitentiary. And there's a lot of white people. They go to the penitentiary, whereas most people are in prison are black, Hispanic, things like that. And he asked the chaplain about Black Israelites, Nation of Islam, these militant black groups out here. What do you think? And he told me, he said, I was telling my friends and associates in the church a long time ago that we were going to face this. That this was, this was something that was, was coming. This was, a reality that was coming. And he had people today who apologized to him. Like, dang, you were right. He seemed kind of like, he perceived the future. And Berean, he didn't bury the lead. He asked the question, why is there so much of that now? Why are there so many different sects? And you always had that. You always had it. But why is that so big now? Why is there so much talk about the Nation of Islam and why is that? What is that about? I think that with Trump and I think with Obama getting out of office, and I think that with Trump, black people got a wake-up call. I'm talking about the young people, not people that were around during, Bull Connor and the water hole. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people my age, maybe, the 80s and 90s babies, those people. I think that Christianity was a soft power. I've talked about how the Anglican Church, where is the biggest Anglican church in the world? Anglican Church. It's in Africa. Cricket. You don't see a lot of British folks play cricket. It's huge in India. I'm gonna say Indiana. India. It's huge there. Why is that? These are soft powers. There was a salve to put on the wound that was caused by colonialism and those effects. The salve. And, I think that black people dating white women, black men dating white women and things like that, I think these were all kind of like, it's like I always say, if you give them a chance, black people just want to get along. A lot of black folks just want to assimilate. I mean, the ones that don't, I think it's that, they've come from an environment to where it didn't benefit them. Remember I told you, I've said it before about how I don't blame black people for not learning the law. I don't blame black, remember I told you before, I said that what Trump represents really, when he talked about the tranny bill or the banning the Islamicist migrants, we're in the construction. There's an accident up here. Everybody should relax. When you had tranny bill, the Islamicist bans, you didn't get a 24-hour warning. You didn't get 12 hours. He just did it with the shutdown. These things, the mass shootings, poll after poll after poll shows most Americans don't support this bullshit. And that's real talk. So what's the point? What's my point here? What is my point? With all these polls, what's the substance? What does it mean? It means that Trump don't got the support he talks about of African Americans and such. It shows you that what you have is a large mass of young people who are not politically involved, who don't vote, who don't follow who's running for president. And I'm talking about Congress and Senate. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't even know who the mayor is. They don't know who the judge is. They don't know who the DA is. A lot of folks don't. And I'm not knocking black people. I'm not knocking you because I understand that we're living in a system. We're living in a time where white supremacy is breaking all the rules. The stuff come out about the what people putting their kids through college. They always tell us education is important, but they're putting their kids through college. Think about how many. We got this thing coming out now about Nixon. You know, we know he's about with the drug war, he's against black people. The anti-war left. We know about Reagan. The tapes come out about him comparing Africans to monkeys. We knew he was a racist. And I laugh at all the black people out here that try to defend his sorry ass. Suckers. Goddamn coons. We knew you were, and you know what? There's gonna be more tapes that come out. The thing with John Wayne where he made racist comments about having the Negroes take over. You know what I mean? We knew these were racists. We knew it. So it's coming out every day now. It's coming out every day now how they feel about us. So I don't blame any black person for saying, "You read no damn law book, fuck the Constitution. Don't benefit me." We had a case, right? We had a case the other day. A guy killed some people. Was running around buck naked in the yard. Police was running from him. Dog was running from him. We had a black man, a young black man, murdered by a thug cop, by a race soldier, choked to death for not cooperating, for selling loose cigarettes, using an unapproved chokehold. And it took the NYPD 5 years. 5 years to decide, well, maybe he shouldn't be a cop anymore. So look, like I say, I don't blame black people for basically saying justice system don't benefit them. I get it. I do. So black people are angry. I think it's a thing that since white people don't respect us, not to say that black people didn't know that, but because they're so openly, blatantly calling police and doing these kind of things, I think the attitude is kind of like, well, you know what? Fuck it. We gonna just do as we will, in essence. We're basically gonna just join our own groups. Now, I'm not going into that. I'm not disparaging Nation of Islam. I'm not disparaging Hebrew Islam. I'm not disparaging the guys in Earth. I'm not even going into detail. That's beyond the scope of this discussion. I'm simply putting forward the notion that when you as white people make it so clear to us how you feel about black people, and see now, they're going after black people who have jobs. That's what got me. Now they're in the colleges. You see the girl was taking a nap in the lobby, in the lounge, and they called the police on her? The woman's in a convenience store, and the woman called him and said, he's black, and she's black in something. Why should that matter? And then to come to find out, the boy was pre-med. I go on and on about this. About now, these thugs going after the educated black people. That's what they're doing now. They're going after the educated. It isn't just niggas, and it ain't just Trayvon Martin. Because the educated were always the threat. Come on, man. They were always the threat. We can't have no more Obamas. We can't have no more Barackas. I forgot the brother's name. I love that brother. We can't have no more Cornel West, no more Michael Eric Dysons. We can't have that. See, they need thugs. I always talk about how white trash, they need, like, they can't really survive in a technological society. They can't. But they really do need thugs, man. I realize that more and more. They need thugs. They need niggas fighting. They need us fighting each other. They need us to be hating each other to do what they've done. They can't move forward. They need to go back. That's why all they talk about is backward stuff. That's why they, you know what I mean? I was on the road for 3 years. Can't nobody tell me shit about crackers. You can't. They kept me out in the Midwest. That's more of an education than the South will ever give you. Because see, the South is poor. You out in deep Alabama, Mississippi, it's poverty. That's really what you're talking about. It's poverty, man. You know what I mean? And anytime you're dealing with poor people, you know, it's going to be a little different. That's because you can't talk about folks who ain't never had nothing. But I'm getting off subject. And I don't try to encourage black people, anybody to commit crimes. We're dealing with a rogue force out there, man. All evidence points to the all anytime I tell the Blue Lives Matter, all evidence points in the contrary. all evidence points to the contrary, baby. You know, straight up, real talk. You know, the Houston shooting, Botham Jean shooting. Do I have to go any further? All in Texas. Botham, I forgot to mention, this brother was a damn, I think he was a stockbroker or something like that. They killed him. Fucking thug-ass cop. Thug-ass cop. You know, like I said, you're dealing with a rogue force out here, man. And that's why they hate it. This thing in Houston, police ran a falsified warrant. Plainclothes knock. How do you even do that? I mean, I've thought about that. Who in their right mind sits there and says a plainclothes no knock warrant is, and I think it also shows you the depths to where we are now in the drug war, to where not anybody can get it. I think that's really what that shows you. It is, you know, I mean, we had the case in Atlanta a couple of years ago where the cops ran up in an old woman's house and she shot at them. They murdered her, and then tried to plant dope on her. And I mean, and it all came out. You know what I mean? It all came out. It's an old lady, man. It's an old lady. Then the thing they had in Atlanta, the Eagle shooting where they shot somebody, and 21 cops in open court perjured themselves. You can't trust the police, man. And that's clear, man. So Blue Lives Matter, man. No, that, you know what that is? To me, that's like some gang shit when I hear stuff like that. Some gang shit. You serve and protect each other. No, I'm sorry. You serve and protect capital and each other. Yes, that's what you do. You don't serve and protect us. You operate as a sort of social control, and that's the design and the means of law enforcement. Of course you got bad people out here. You got criminals out here. Of course you do. You got predators. No doubt, in every community, of course. But I'm talking about the drug war. Specifically was designed to break up our communities and go after our leaders. I find it interesting that even now, they ain't really changed. They still do that kind of shit. I find that very intriguing. Nothing really changed in that manner. Not at all. I find it very interesting to see that. Yeah, very interesting to see that. But yeah, so, you know, why black people are being shown or reminded, not shown, reminded of where they stand. We've all got a collective Negro notice hanging on our door. All of us. And so I think that when you do that, you make people say, okay, I'm going to join something that always hated you. It's like I always mention to you guys, I mention often about how when you bully people, when you bully people all the time, you're creating a police officer. And I said that because I was a nerd. I was bullied. And what happens over time is you say, okay, I can't beat them. I can't beat them. But I hate black people. I hate my race so goddamn much that I'm going to join something that can hurt them worse than these can. I'm going to hurt them with the white man. Because the white man, he don't play no games. The white man, he come to kill. Kill, steal, and destroy. They love death. They love destruction. That's why you see them with the skulls on their shirt and all that. That's why. And some of these guys ain't even into metal music. They're not even into metal. I'm like, damn, like, why do you wear this? Yeah. They love death. They love this. I used to do in the guy shit. I've never worn a shirt with skulls. Not that I can remember. Maybe one, but I didn't do that. Even with the Avenged Sevenfold, the bats, I never liked that for some reason. You know, I've worn other stuff, but not that. I just, no, man. No. But like I said, that's what happens when you're bullied. When you're bullied all the time, and you're not doing anything. You're not hurting it. You're just different. And that's basically what black people doing reversed. We're reversing it. You know, they're collectively joining these groups and say, you know what? You are superior to the white man. That's right. You are God's anointed, whether it be Nation of Islam, whether it be God's nerds, whether it be the Israelites, whatever. You know, it's all preaching a black nationalist, and you know, I've said it before. I never thought about it until Marine mentioned it. But this is what happens. This is really what Trump has created. This is really what rampant racism has created. You've galvanized blacks. You've galvanized me. I got my guns ready. Shit. I told you, man. You know, all them years I was a libertarian. I was a conservative libertarian. I never used shot my guns really. Never really did. At least, you know, it was a time right before I got off the road. Stuff started going down. I didn't feel comfortable sleeping out. I used to park out in the middle of nowhere. I didn't feel comfortable no more. I didn't. I really didn't, because I had a real fear. Because in my mind, like I told my friend Chauncey, to me at this point, the Caucasian is self-destruct. That's what he's doing. You know, like that Mission Impossible, self-destruct, this mission, that's what it's doing. He's going to take everybody else around him. Lose his job, everybody can die. That's what you're facing right now. And one thing about the school shootings and all that is different. One thing we find with a lot of these white man shooters, there is no motive. There is no motive. Sutherland shooting, no motive. Sutherland church shooting, no motive. Las Vegas shooting. They took that white man's brain apart, and they still don't know. Don't have no idea. This guy just recently, they went and shot up, what's that shit called? I forgot what it was called. 7 people in Texas. He lost his job, I guess. So he was going to kill people because I lost my job. You know what's crazy is, I lost my job around the same time. And what am I doing now, guys? I'm actually making more money doing the mail stuff. I never got it in my mind. I had another job the very same day. I went to a job the very same day. You see, I didn't decide to go kill anybody. What else? There's a lot of things I can go into. There's one up in Canada that started killing cops. Give you a bunch of stories of people that had no motive and just decided, whites, and started killing people. No reason. Mike Xavier, the guy that shot those police officers in Dallas, whether you like it or you don't like it, he was doing that because he was mad about the way black people were being treated. Okay? Love it or hate it, that was his motive. Okay? There was another one up north, somewhere in the Northeast, he shot him, and he called 911 and told them there was a bunch of racism going on. You know what I mean? I can give you a bunch of examples of this kind of stuff. We don't do that. We've never done that. That's the way of the Caucasian. Like Farrakhan said it though, we are bred with them. Our evil is in us. But black people have never been about that. I will say, you get biracial people, in my experience, they're either extreme coons or like they're really, really black. Like I have really not met too many biracial people that are in the middle. No, they're either like very, very, very angry pro-black, or they're like really, 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 hug the flag, all that. That's what I found. You know what I mean? I'm not out here marching or nothing. You don't see me out here marching because I don't feel that you can fix anything electorally. I mean, Bernie Sanders, I like him, I support him, but I don't have any hope in that. I don't. I hope he's not killed. I need to start praying for him. I pray for him. I kind of think that if he does get elected somehow, some way, it'll be a way to make socialism look bad. You know what I mean? And then you'll get a real. I've been talking about a real fascist that might come after Trump. That's how you'll get it. That's how it come about. That's how it happened. Oh, socialism doesn't work. Yeah, because Trump destroyed the economy. Trump, you know what I mean? And people don't get it. People's memory span is 5 seconds. 5 minutes past, they forgot it.